Hey there. Hey there, everybody. Um, I wanted to quickly talk about the Remember file one probably final time. Just very quickly. This is the story with Professor Herbert and Farage in Algiers. So let's take a look at here, this page. I remember what you told me about Johann Weyer and his research. I know you think it is important. Farage smiled, feeling silly that he would ever doubt his friend. You realize what this means. This is an interesting part. They could all be travelers. Even God could be a concept from the beyond, brought to us by missionaries, like it was brought to the natives in the Americas. Maybe they are speaking to him, like an ordinary man. Wouldn't you like to speak to know with the Almighty? Herbert fell silent, didn't know how to handle religion. So, Farage, sorry, connects the expedition about Tin Hanan, the mother of all, and the orb, and the origin of that. He connects it with religion, and basically he thinks that, yeah, maybe religion was brought to us by well, this entity or whatever you want to call it. That's very interesting, right? And even if you consider that there are so many different kind of religions, so which religion is he actually talking about? Is it? I mean, Farage is probably Muslim himself, so is he? I don't know. Is he just talking about the uh, monotheistic religions, the ones that have one god, where you can basically say, yeah, it's the same god, but he has a different name? Or is he talking about all religions there? Like the concept of religion itself was brought by the orbs, but he thinks that that thing is that powerful, mm, that it is practically, yeah, even God could be a concept from the beyond. It is basically a gate. Like I said, I thought it might be hell, but just it could just be a gate to the afterlife, or well, to something that is as powerful as a god. If you want to go the Lovecraft route with the greater elder gods and beings that are as mighty as a god, as a deity, but not in our common sense benevolent. That and Herbert was the mentor, right? So let's take a look at another page, the mentor of Daniel. Um, and here we have the story with Weyer in 1558. Weyer being the student of Agrippa. And I wanted to get a little into Weyer's character a bit. This one is interesting. Weyer tried to weigh the situation. He didn't want to risk involving more innocent people, but it seemed like he would have to give in a little. So he's worried about involving innocent peoples. Let's keep that in mind. And if we go a little further, Then we have the scene where there's the English soldier hiding in the church, and the Frenchmen kill him. The captain quickly stabs him with his sword. And again, the reaction of from Wire is this. Wire held his breath as he stared at the dying man. No matter how many strange things Wire witnessed, he never found anything so abhorrent as the acts, notice that, as the acts of a common man. The spontaneous cruelty and the indifference when making life-altering decisions for others was incomprehensible to him. "Don't kill me, please," cried the priest. Vaya knew what the captain would do, so he did what so many others do when faced with cruelty. He closed his eyes and walked away. So he's not intervening, but he really has empathy towards the innocent ones being killed, and that speaks to his characters. So if we were to meet Vaya, we could trust him to a certain degree. And since it seems like Vaya wants to free Agrippa for whatever reasons, let's keep that in mind. I haven't still decided about Agrippa, but yeah, maybe it's not such a bad thing to free him when Vaya wants to free him as well. They are all part of the Black Order, though. Vaya, Agrippa, even Wilhelm of the House of Gerich, in the end, is part or wants to become part of the Order of the Black Eagles. So they all are kind of like they like their mysteries and their politics and power, basically. And the final story, Waiting for the Rain, this is where the girl flees and then meets the carriage of Daniel slash Brennenberg, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah. And then the final thing, here we get to see that the Englishman came from Bremen to Altstadt. So the Englishman is Daniel. We see that he's the only time we get to hear about his stature, by the way. Some info about Daniel. Outclimbed a thin and considerably tired man, he muttered and gestured towards the luggage. Let me see, there's a certain passage, right, this one. The Englishman, Gabriel shorted and patted his jacket and searched for his pocket watch. The Englishman had given it to him after coming to the conclusion that it was broken. Gabriel knew it was unlikely he would ever get around to it, but he wanted to have it repaired. It was a nice watch, even though he couldn't figure out why it had the name Herbert engraved. He was fairly sure that the Englishman said his name was Daniel. So this is Daniel, and since he has Herbert's watch, it might be that this is a time when he comes back from Algiers. The town of the city of Bremen is well, it's not directly at the coast, but very close to it, and it has a smaller part that also is part of the city, but a little more outside, that is basically the real port. So it kind of considers itself to be a port town in a way. It's called Bremerhaven. It's basically port. Hafen meaning port. So this could mean that he uh, made a journey from England, because this would probably be the city to arrive at if you come from England. It's probably the closest thing if you want to travel from England to Germany. Oh well, maybe not the closest, but it's a good route. One of the main routes probably. And but it could also be the preferable port if you made the trip from Algiers, let's say, through the Atlantic and go around the Spanish and the French coast. Mm, might not be the fastest way to travel, but it could be a possibility. I'm not sure. And then the third option would be that he's just uh, acting like he's coming from England to, and he went to from Altstadt actually to Bremen and then back to Altstadt to kind of get into the mood, like pretending to be Daniel, right? So I'm not sure about it, but well, I wonder how he got the English accent then, and why the outrider Gabriel didn't recognize him as the Baron. Is it that the people of Altstadt have never seen, or Jacob have never seen the Baron yet, Baron Brandenburg? That seems unlikely, right? So maybe it is a real Daniel and something happened to him, and after that incident, and somehow Brandenburg is connected or trapped inside Daniel's body, and I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of this going on. Notice the epilogue, by the way. This is Jacob speaking, who is a friend of Elise, and he doesn't want Gabriel to go away. He calls the watch Herbert, and he said that Gabriel will be leaving soon, and it's quite interesting if you think about it. The last sentence here. He said he will wait for the Englishman to come down from Brandenburg and then take him back west. The two last sentences. I hope the Englishman enjoys himself so much that he never leaves the castle. And this is, well, almost that what's happening here, right? Um, we're kind of stuck in the castle. Whether we are Brandenburg ourselves or not, I don't know, but yeah. Maybe we really never leave the castle again. So, speaking of stuck, we have thoroughly searched the whole thing here now. So I want to try to go back to the other hallway. Maybe there was some splash sound, right? Maybe the well is there or something that I've overlooked when I avoided the monster. And it's alright. It's tolerable. By the way, there must be like when bones are just raining down and falling from up there. There has to be like I don't know, some sort of crate or steel cage or something that that is up there. Maybe it's a gigantic steel cage where the bones can fall through. I mean, right? Maybe there's a gigantic hole that is covered by like some iron bars or something. Something died inside him that day. Watching that man slip away was more than his mind was willing to handle. We have read that before. Oh, the music. Love it. I know I said it already 3 times, but anyway. Still, I like it. Yeah, I doubt that I've overlooked something here. And this is where we cut the body open, and this is the scene where I thought, you know, we were trapped in here. Wouldn't it make sense to see Brandenburg? Why is he only a voice in our head? And then that sentence, leave me alone, I need to concentrate? This is... the fuck? Was this guy here before? I don't think so. This is spooky, creepy stuff. He definitely was not here. Another guy. Holy fuck. It's the same guy, huh? It's the signings the sign is the same. Are there even more? Who tied them up there? Can we cut them loose? Can we interact with them? I doubt it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Whoa. Cool atmosphere, if you ask me. And now they're gone. When we go out again, right? Ooh. Spooky stuff. Draw the sign, cut the man, or something like that, wasn't it? Cut the line. Oh well. After the man had secured the prisoner, the ritual began. Is there something down there? No. God. I love that. I love scripted events. This is like a haunted house. Like in a, you know, the horror things that you can actually go into at a fair. Such filth, he saw it. Good men can safely cheer their departure. They are nothing but a burden to mankind. They shall not be missed. And there's a rope or something that is moving. Someone cut it. I probably have overlooked something in here. And this one again. Caught the order of the Black Eagles through the politics at each other, have sit quietly in place, would have fully forgotten. It's so sad that we don't have that in our journal. I'd really love to read the very first of this bright screens again, where the supernatural being was kind of like cursing out Agrippa. Once in a while, someone will notice me and lose themselves in a silent cowl before regaining their senses. They all know I'm the one and the same Alexander. So this is Alexander now speaking, who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. Is this always Alexander speaking? The bright ones? could be. He kind of is a supernatural being, right? He at least claimed that at another place. Like he's a demonic sultan, and he said some other things to the same um, in the same vein. I've seen them take their father's places, and they too will grow old and pass away while they remain the same age, not by time but by anguish. Yeah, so this just reinforces the immortal Baron story. This doesn't really help us. Is there a chapter up there? I don't think so. My hope lie on this. No, on this room though. Can you hear those moaning sounds? I think some of them are lost, sadly. Sometimes the moaning of the former victims of the damned, the ghosts' voices basically in our head or real existent here. They get lost in the recording process. Or either they're very, very quiet, or they get lost completely because there's a thing with surround sound and recording. I don't know, something's not right, and that would be a shame. That would be really a pity, because those small sounds make it way more creepier. So did this collapse? Was there a door before? Can we move them away? Like, not really, huh? It's just sad. Maybe I can try to use the hammer. There's always a steam pipe nearby. What's my oil saying, by the way? Now we have a string though, so maybe we can interact. Oh, we got better. This, you can actually see that the screen gets blurry for a second there. That's how you know that something changed
I see that all the ore pieces you need.
with your sanity.
I know I have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Wire's tongue before attempting to mend the ore, there might still be a chance for you to save him.
And this also makes me
My faith is in your heart.
a little more suspicious. You know, he's like just a jolly old guy who can do no wrong, very innocent voice, and he's like, "Hey, Daniel, you're a good boy. Daniel, I like you. So let's not be completely naive here. I mean, look at the surroundings. This is where Agrippa was living for a while, and he had no problem living here. And he was part of the Black Order. Let's not forget that as well. Black Eagle, I mean, Order of the Black Eagle." I don't know what about to think of that guy. So this is the room I was actually. There you go. There's a well in here. We have been here, but oh yeah, this is where the monster was. I hope you can hear the monster down in the well. So let's bring it up. Oh, the shadow, by the way. We should check whether do we actually have our own shadow? Do we have a shadow? Doesn't seem like it, right? So This is what I was thinking about way back then when I was talking about archetypes. Like that our shadow sort of manifests itself, like literally maybe our shadow. I don't know. Isn't there a movie, Shalamine movie Split or something that well, I don't know. Wanted to try something new. I mean, there could have been water down there that was deep enough to survive the fall. No? Well, what about the spiders here? Are they still there? Yeah, well, so I don't know. I guess I'm going to look around further and cut the video. Cut the video here then. Maybe I'll just check the final room out there for a second. This one was what was in here? Transept. It had gone too far. The man was suffocating as he could no longer breathe properly between the lashes. The police started to look for the Damascus rose. Yeah. So Daniel really likes that stuff as well. Damascus rose oil. There are quite a few rooms to explore. We have been to a lot of them though. So again, the rumbling. I'm not moving. I don't care. Show yourself. If you got something to say, say it. So what was here? Rats. Oh, right, the other torture rooms. They can drive us insane as well. Yeah, this is where we got the other pieces of the orb. I'm not sure this is really helping, but the well might... I don't know. I'll cut the video here, sorry guys. Let's have a look at the final... one final time at our portrait. Maybe it will tell us something. Well, the portrait of Brandenburg. Is that a coincidence? The fucking hell! Holy shit! Oh, that's scary as hell. Look at that beauty. A for asshole, I guess. Well, this is something. No eyeballs? This is probably like his real age is showing there, right? The immortal Baron. This is the Demon Sultan. Beautiful. This is really... I really love that kind of stuff. It's creepy without the fuck. Without the fucking hell, man. This really gives me goosebumps. It's creepy without doing anything. You know, I said there has to be something at stake. But sometimes it's those are the fun little scares when there's not actually something happening, but you know, it gets you. It's just, well, man, that was creepy as fuck. He was like half his face had melted away. And his mouth was like, I don't know, just flesh. So these are the sinners. That's what Brandenburg is all about, and even Daniel. Now I'm staring at the picture all the time. So he is all about redemption and getting things right again, right? Huh. Neat, really neat. I really like that picture scare there. Yeah, well, nothing in here. Oh, this there's another thing. Is it you, my love? So this is always Brenberg talking, okay? I miss the most, or is it perhaps myself? Myself. I know what I. Oh, this is a demonic sultan thing. I know what I have become. I am not blind. I am a monster to them, a demonic sultan perched on a dark mountaintop. There's little I can do to redeem again the redemption myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. So this is not his home. His home is hell on the other side of our reality. Demonic Sultan kinda hints to that, right? Creepy, uncanny as fuck. Well, let's just try out this door. This is probably only a torture room that doesn't help us in any way. But let's give it a quick go. Don't go crazy. Alright, I'm wasting one. Yeah, we do have a little rope, but what drainage pipe? The hatch must be opened first? Oh, maybe this really does help. I see, baby. There you go. Nice. Good. So, the orbs are cluttering up everything here. We still have a crank, slab of fresh meat. This definitely involves some kind of monster interaction, right? I mean, what are you feeding meat to? Okay, this actually did help. That is good. What else? So maybe I should check out the final room as well. We still need what was that? This is probably this is the human's victim's blood. Okay, and now we need tempter. And then thinking it exists in this world. Simply writing the word does look wrong. Secretion in the water-dwelling kerk. Water-dwelling kerk. Oh. If we don't think this is not a location, this is a monster. This is a person, sort of. So if we consider this to be an entity of some sort, maybe it's I don't know if he's a water dweller, but the guy in the big room, he seems a little different than the guy with loose mouth, right, with a dropping jaw. So maybe we have to feed him some flesh or lure him somewhere, and in some way, like, milk his secretion. As disgusting as that sounds. I will have to address why with this as he will have to supply me with a host. Is this the body that is hanging there? Is that the host? Also probably prepared well. A probably prepared well should suffice to contain it. Yeah, where would we contain the secretion? Maybe just pour it in the glass that is already full with blood. I think we have to mix it anyway, right? So yeah, we can just, let's see if we can. Needs to be purified first, whatever that means. How do you purify it? Interesting. Well, yeah, I guess we have to do something with the guy in the big room then. Let's check the final room here as well. Wasting my oil here. Oh, this thing, of course. We cannot touch it. Can we interact with it? I mean, there won't be any tempter here. There's no way to milk a carg here. Get his secretion. So how does this guy secrete? Is he like spitting? Didn't he chase us already one time and he like fucked us up very quickly? Alright. The body's gone. Now I'm... Yeah, this is paranoia inducing. They do that really well. I like that. There was a guy that I tickled. Now he's gone again. Love that scripted stuff. The fear had begun to join him again. He reached once more for the empty bottle of laudanum. In frustration, he smashed it against the bedpost. So he uses that as against his fear.
Who are you to question me? I see that all's all pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything.
Who are you to question me? You see, that again. This is also like that conflict going on. This hints that towards that this is not just a random memory popping up, because it's always Brandenburg that comes up here, right? There has been an incident when he was talking with Herbert, but most of the time we hear Brandenburg talking to us, so maybe that is a conflict that is actually going on right now in our head. There's Brandenburg and Daniel fighting. Or maybe it's just inside his head. Maybe it's just Brandenburg all alone, fighting his own consciousness and his own guilt, rather. Fighting with himself. And he has that split personality thing going on to deal with everything, because he has virtually gone nuts. The thick liquid spread across his tongue. He swallowed excessively to consume every drop. He looked through the window at the bright fall in the morning sun. Will this ever end? He thought. This is the thing that kind of drew me toward the assumption that this is a repeating cycle, because yeah, you wouldn't know that, right? If your solution to a problem would be to kind of erase your memories, and it's very hard to find a different solution for that problem, but that is always an option. It could be that you like mm, have tried this many times and there's no way of you to know it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there would be, realistically seen, there should be um, tracks from different episodes of your amnesia, though, if I think about it. You know, you would, like I said, there was this Doctor Who episode where there were aliens tricking humankind and living amongst them and grabbing power and whatnot. Um, and they started, Doctor Who and his companions there started to write stuff on their hands and arms in order not to forget, or to rather to remember, because they would know that they'd forget it right after they see the alien. So they kind of wake up um, out of some sort of trance, and they stare at their arms, and they're written all over. They have written all over their arms with there's an alien behind you or whatever. So something like that should be in here, like, as well. Like, you leave a letter to yourself, and they have varying dates, and like there would be a hint. There would be more hints at the recursion, I guess, at the loop. Anyway, let's try to figure out what we do with that meat here. But let's do this in the next video. Later.